Hi, I'm Keiko at Wisteria City Ranch, and today I am going to share with you how to make a needle felted reindeer. So a special thank you to Jennifer for requesting and giving me a fun new challenge to work on. And so for this one, I am actually going to have the pattern size guide available for free at my website. So all you have to do is just go, and then it should just have a click download button, and then you'll get a 3-page download. You don't have to sign up for anything. It should just be there with the download button, and I'll put the link in the description, or maybe even the comment. Okay, so reindeer size guide, and then all the size, and then how to fill the reindeer out. Okay, so I will go over the materials with you, and then we'll get started. And as always, feel free to listen to it at a faster speed, whatever works for you, or grab your cup of tea and join me. Okay, so let me see. All right, so you'll need your foam and a felting needle. This is a felting needle. It is barbed. I usually have a 38 and 40 gauge, or that's what I think I have. Okay, you're going to need 4. These are US standards, so they're roughly about 12 inches long or 30 centimeters, and I will show you how to cut it per the guide. Okay, and then where am I? Okay, well, okay, and then total you're only looking at about 1 ounce of wool. So I have some white for the outside as well as for the inside core, so I've got extra white. This is a little crimpier. This one I like to put on the outside a little bit more. And then just some deer colors. So these are just browns, different shades. And then you'll need a little bit of black for the eyes and nose. Okay. And so this tutorial does not have a step-by-step picture PDF tutorial like I do for the other ones, and so it's just the pattern and this video, and it is all free, but that also means this one might not be, it's actually a little more advanced in that there's a lot of little things you have to work with, and I also did not take step-by-step photos, so I'm kind of sort of winging it at times. I will show you exactly what I'm doing, but this is definitely definitely not the best beginner first project, so you'll want to look for my easier ones that are usually shorter videos. Okay, so yeah, okay, so let's see. Let me go to the first page. The reindeer is roughly 0.8 ounces, not quite an ounce, and 22 grams. So for the legs, we're going to need 2 8-inch. So you can just do it by the ruler, or you can just go by this. So you're going to need 2, and don't throw anything away because we're going to use the other pieces. Every bit of the 4 pipe cleaners you will be using for some part of the project, so there won't be anything extra. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do 8 on this. So 8 inches or 20 centimeters, so that's your 2 legs. It's about here, and again, these don't have to be super exact, but close. Okay, so I'm just cutting. Oops. Okay, so then you'll have 4 inches here left. This is going to go to your antlers. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start with these. Oh, no, hang on. I'm going to do a close-up. Okay, so I will do a close-up, and I'll see you. Okay, so I'm going to be wrapping the legs first, and he'll be watching me very closely. Make sure I do it right. Okay, so this is the 8-inch or the 20-centimeter pipe cleaner. We have 2 of these, and then we'll be wrapping it, and it's going to be like bent like this, so you'll have 4 legs. Okay, so I like to just get, so this is half, I think I already split it once. I like to do these thinner. It's a little easier. Let's see. Okay, that's, yeah, let me go one more. So it's just a little easier to just do it thin and over a couple times. I'm just sort of showing you since, there, okay, there we go. Is that all stuff in the way? I don't know. Things are out of the way. Okay, so I usually like to start somewhere in the middle, and then this is really similar to a lot of the other stuff I do, but you want to wrap it flat. Ooh, let me keep that straight. So no twisting the fiber or your hands. You're just going, like you're turning this like this. I'm going to show you one step at a time. So I'm turning this, and then I'm just wrapping flat like this. And I'm doing it super tight like that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that all the way to the end, and then I'm going to go as close to the end as I can and then fold it over. Whoop! You fell over! Let me scooch you over here for a minute, okay? Okay. Alright, and then at the end after I bent it, I'm going to just keep wrapping. And again, same, really tight as you can. And I'm just going to be wrapping it, going back this way. Oops. Okay. Just keep going like that. And right now this looks a lot thinner because this is already like double wrap, but that's okay. We just keep adding, and that's going to give you the nicest, tightest wrap. Okay, so we got here. So it ended here, so I'm going to grab another one of these. I'm going to keep wrapping the same way. I think I was wrapping this way, so the other one doesn't unravel. Okay. Okay, so we're at the end again. Going to go as close to the tip as I can, and then I'm just bending as little as possible so I can keep the reindeer's legs as long as I can. Okay, so now that it's bent, so once you bend it, you can just wrap around again here tightly, and then keep going, and then you're going to go back the other way. So we're wrapping over here. Okay. And don't worry if it's not even yet. You can always even it out with your needle too. So I'm just going to keep wrapping. Okay, so keep wrapping, keep wrapping, keep wrapping. Okay. Okay, and sometimes it'll just stick like that. Other times you will need to poke it. It just kind of depends on the fiber. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. So you could just keep going. And it's very tempting to just do like a thick wool and wrap it, but I've not quite had success with it yet doing it that way. So I keep kind of just going over as even as I can and wrapping like this. Okay. Here we go. And then keep going, and then the size guide will show you roughly, you know, just kind of if you want to stick to the proportions, how thick you want to wrap these legs. So let me see if I can get that. Very hard to do the little ends, so just kind of go as close as you can and then come back up. You don't really want to end the little last bit at the end, or it tends to go loose. So you could use a needle to poke it too. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to use my felting needle and just sort of evening it out as much as I can so it's as smooth as possible. Oops. And just be careful you don't hit the pipe cleaner, or if you hit it one too many times you might break your needle. Okay. So, oops. Okay, can you see? Okay, there you go, a little bit better. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just kind of poking in where it looked like it got a little uneven. And as you do this, roll it around or it's going to get stuck in your foam. Okay, so looking at this, and then you can kind of check it against here. So this one you'll see the pipe cleaner in the center and then how much you want to make it thick. So let me just show you what it looks like. Kind of like that. So, oops, and then bent. So I might want to do a little bit more. And I like to have the front legs a little finer and a little bit more on the back legs. So just gonna add a little bit more here to even it out. Okay, so this is my roving. I think this one is Corriedale, if I'm saying that right. It's sheep. It's a little bit coarser. Okay, so see how right here it's a little thinner. Okay, so I'm just trying to make it as even as possible. So I'm just gonna wrap. Ooh, that looks so much better already. Okay, and then this area was a little thin. Is that good? Okay, so I'm gonna pull and then just kind of go back like that. Oh, yay. Okay, I like it. Okay, so this I'm going to secure like that. Okay, so I'm going to make the other one exactly like this and I'll be right back. You can pause or do whatever you wish. Okay, so I'm back with the legs. So I made the second one a little larger for the back legs, and then this is the front legs. So you can kind of see, I think. Okay, and then now we're going to work on the antlers. Hello. Okay, so we're going to take one of the 12-inch pipe cleaners, cut it into 8 for the main, and then leave the 4-inch one separate. And then the 2 4 inches from the leg, the leftover of the leg, is right here. So you're going to need the 1 8 inches or the 20 centimeter. So you could have cut like 3 8-inch pipe cleaners at the very beginning. But anyway, we're on the antlers, and then you got the 2, and it's got everything here. So as long as you download it, you'll have all the info. So up here it gives you the measurements, and then this is kind of how it goes. Okay? All right, so we've got this piece, and then we're just going to, okay, so this part is gonna go like right in the center of the head, and then we're going to put the other 2 towards the top. So I did look at some real reindeers, and it's not like exactly even, so you can just kind of do it wherever you want, sort of, however you want it to look. So I'm just gonna wrap one going like maybe like this, so I can maybe like angle it later. I'm gonna angle it later after I wrap it, okay, so that it's easier to wrap. And I did try pre-wrapping these and then wrapping it to see if the antlers would look nicer, and it did not for me. So that's another way you could try it, but this seemed to have worked better for me. So now I'm gonna go on this side and then do the same thing. Let's see. Yeah. Move it over a little bit. And I'm just wrapping it, like just going right over. Okay. That should be stable enough. Okay. Okay. So we have this so far. And you can just sort of see it right here. And okay, the second one, so then once it's wrapped, it'll look more like this top picture up here. I think I actually traced it, so that's about right. Okay, so same concept, So here's my roving. I'm using the same color for this, so I like to use thin strips. I'm just going to move that over, and I'm going to actually go even thinner. So here we go. Okay, there. Okay, I'm gonna move that over. So this probably could go thinner. So what I'm actually going to do, since I don't think I can split it quite easily, just to make it easier, I'm just going to thin it out like this by stretching, pulling just enough to lengthen it, but not to break. But it doesn't matter if it breaks, because you just grab it and keep going. No problem. All right, so here we go. All right, so hopefully that'll be a little easier. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing I did. It's a little more, you know, funny shape, but you got to keep it flat, okay? So we're going to keep it flat. We're just wrapping like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. Wrap. Okay, making sure I'm looking at both the camera and what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to just keep, hopefully you can see it. I'm just, this is staying flat, no twisting, just flat, and then I'm rolling like that. Just a weird angle for my hands, so keep going. Ooch. Ooch. Okay. All sorts of weird sound effects. Okay, so when we get here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this right over. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to go right over. All I did was I just kind of went over, and I'm going to wrap the one that was closest to me first. So I can either move this whole thing and wrap around like that, where I'm just keep going off the screen. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now at the ends, I usually like to just bend it so it's a little cleaner. Okay, so I'm just really pinching a tiny bit, and then I'm gonna keep going. And we'll shape these later. Okay, so. Okay, actually it's probably gonna be easier if it's shorter. I'm gonna tear that off. Okay. All right. Oh, goodness, okay. Oh, I know why. The camera's like tilted off to the side for some reason. Okay. All right, so now we're back to here, and then I'm just going to kind of cover and attach it here, and then just kind of, however you can cover it and secure it. So maybe I'm going to go back down on the back side like that, and then I'm going to continue on to, hang on. Will that be easier? Okay. See, I'm sitting. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So again, you can also just wrap it going this way if you want to hold this in place. Just make sure you're not twisting. It's wrapping flat. So I'm just taking this and just going over like that. Okay. Okay. And then this is again at the end. I'm gonna bend it over. I'm just bending it. Nothing fancy. Okay, and then I keep going, wrap right over. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, so I'm back in the center here. I'm just gonna end that one here. Just gonna wrap it a little bit. Okay, and then grab another strip. Okay, I'm gonna start underneath here. Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna just start like right here. Okay, go, 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 go. Okay, and then this time I'm gonna go straight right over, and then just wrap this. So I'm keeping it flat. Okay, and then I'm gonna bend it again. I don't know, can you see? Okay, bent. Okay, and then continue. And any and all of this, you can wrap it as much as you want to make it at the right thickness that you like. So I'm just kind of doing a basic covering first, and then I might go over and fix it later. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Okay, so now I'm just going back down here. Okay, and then we're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna do the other side the same, and then you can just needle felt the fiber in and secure it, and I will be back. So now that I have it wrapped, I am going to shape it. So you can really shape it however you want, but usually I like to have it around the midpoint here. So I'll just bend it a little bit, and this is where I'm going to attach it to the head, and then I'm just going to kind of shape it out maybe a little bit like this, and we'll be able to shape it again after at the very end. But okay, so now we're going to take the other piece, 12-inch one, we're going to leave as is. And, oh, this is the one where I was having a little bit of a challenge putting everything together. Okay, and then the short piece that was on the other side of the antler, so this was 8 inches and then this is 4. This is going to be the little head shape. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of fold it like that. Okay, so you'll see this is the body part we're going to be working on. Oh, this is harder backwards. Okay, so this is the head part. You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and just bend it as is. So the first bend I think is 4 inches. So from here to here it's 4 inches, but you can just use this guide and then shape it exactly like that. So I'm just going to go like this and bend it, kind of bend it along here. Okay. And then this little extra piece is where we'll attach the legs here, and then we'll be able to fold it and wrap it on the neck so it stays pretty secure. Okay, so this is the head part. What I'm going to do is to leave plenty of room on the ends because that's where I want to attach the antlers and the body. So I'm just going to first do like the first layer of the face cover. So this part you can't see, so you can use any color you want. So I'm gonna open that up, and I'm just going to wrap this like this. Okay. Like that, and then I'm gonna fold it, and then this is kind of just gonna get wrapped like that. So that's just the little ball part of the face, and I'm going to poke, and we'll shape the head a little bit more later, but this is just so that the head is nicely covered and structured. Go. Okay, so there's the head. Okay, and then we're going to attach the antlers here so it's stable. Otherwise, this is a hard one. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you're gonna put it right in between, and then let's see if we can just wrap. So I'm just putting it right behind and over, so just kind of hiding it right, so it wrapped around, so you'll see it in a minute. Okay, so I wrapped it all the way around, and then I'm going to take it from the back and then wrap it, and then I'm going to hook it over like this. You kind of see it? Yeah, hook it over, and then I'll just hide it under this way. Now we have to kind of secure this a little bit more with the fiber. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let me get the fiber. Okay, so this is kind of where I mentioned I hadn't worked out exactly the step-by-step. So but I will show you so that it'll be stable. So we got this, so just putting a little bit in front, and then we're going to go right over it. So you'll start to see how it starts to get more secure. And then I'm actually going to go under and over like that, and just wrap the head, okay? And then I'm just gonna go above and then behind. So really, however you can get it to stay as tight as possible, and just keep it as flat as you can, okay? So don't twist it, because it'll just cause funny bulk. Okay, so like that. And then back. And that will stabilize it quite a bit. I think I made these antlers a little too big. All right, that's okay. Okay, so now let me secure this. And just remember, we do have wire in there and all sorts of places, so don't go super deep. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to lift this up and then kind of hold it and secure. So it will all come together. And since there is wire in there, we will be able to shape it again at the end to make it just right. Okay, so this will work for right now. Okay, so now that I have a head, an antler attached, I am going to do the body and the legs, and then we'll attach all together. So with the legs, you're just gonna fold it in half like that. Maybe open up a little bit here in this top there. Okay, and then do the same for the back legs. Okay, and then we're going to put the back legs in first, like this. Okay, I'm gonna move that over, and then the front legs go in the front like this. Okay, and then the little bit I'm going to wrap. Just gonna hold it here, and just wrap this little extra bit so it secures the legs in place. Okay, so just adjust it again. Whoop. Okay, it'll stabilize as we work. All right, so you got the front legs, back legs, and then kind of the body. And let's see, might as well see if I can get it to look a little bit. There, now it's standing. All right, so then we're going to wrap the core. So if you've seen my unicorn tutorial, it's really similar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap here, right in front of the back legs, like this. Just gonna maybe wrap it like twice. As tight as you can, okay? Okay, and then I'm going to just put it through here so I can cover this wire. And which way do I want to go? Actually, I'm going to split it here. I feel like splitting the fiber here. Let's see. And just going to cross it over. It doesn't really matter. You're just securing it, so. The main thing is to cover that wire. So, there. Just gonna poke it in. Oops. Okay, So I'm just covering the back. The back's covered. And then we're going to do the same to the front. Let's see how I can do this. Okay, so just going to secure it once around right behind the arm. And then I am going to put it between the legs. Okay, and then let's see, go so just between the legs, and then I think I'm gonna go over, and then this way, and then I'll just cover that way. So again, we're just covering that front little wire, and I'm just gonna hold it in place, wrap, and secure. So however you can cover it, doesn't really matter. And we'll be covering it with a different outside color. So, okay. For right now, that will work. Oop. Okay, we'll be doing more with the legs. Okay, so then we'll want some more stability. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover the center. Like that. Just the core. So I'm not going to make this super thick because I'll probably want to make it bigger on the belly versus raise the back too much. So I'm just going to do maybe like that. Okay, there. Like this. Okay, so I will poke. And this is a really nice, easy to work with fiber, so it doesn't need a whole lot of, sorry, poking. Goodness, poking to keep it stable. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay. Okay, so it's totally uneven, but that's okay. Okay, and then let's see, let's work on the core frame of the neck. And this is eventually how we're going to want to fill the deer out. So we still have a little ways to go. Okay, so I will go ahead and wrap the neck. So the base of the neck is going to be bigger. I guess if you've seen animals, you know that, but the base of the neck is going to be bigger, and then it sort of narrows as it goes up. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do it going up. Maybe. Oh, this is so fluffy. Okay, so this is one of my favorite wool to work with. It's baby doll sheep. Okay. Okay. So, just gonna go like that. And I don't want to go super high yet because I need to get the neck and the head attached. So, let me just have something to attach to. Oh. Okay, so doesn't quite look like a full deer yet, but it'll come together. So we got this far. Here I'm just adjusting the length. I'm actually going to fold this down and then I'm going to attach it this way. I think it's going to look better. So I'm going to actually add the wool underneath. So this is going to be a little tricky, but it's going to go like that, and then I'm going to attach it like this, and then we'll wrap around like that. To see what I'm doing here, but I'm just poking it in, and look at that, that's already goofy. Okay, there. Yeah, I actually found the structure of this reindeer to be a little bit of a challenge. I had to do it a couple different times. Okay. There! That actually looks good. Okay. So we'll have to stabilize it with more wool, but now everything's at least attached. Okay, so now that we have most of the basic shape put together, okay, so I just bent the legs per the size guide. You can just sort of see how it bends here. And then that way we can wrap and fill this area out, okay, as we add. So at this point, once you've got kind of everything connected, then we're just filling out as close to this pattern as possible. So you can start using your colors, deer colors. So I'll start a little bit and then I'll do some of it off screen. So I definitely want to strengthen the neck. So I'm just gonna keep adding wool and poking like that. Okay. And it'll get stronger as you add stuff, so. Okay, and be a little bit more in the neck here. Okay. You can just take your time and enjoy. Listen to some music. I'm listening to a panting dog. Okay, so that looks like my neck is already getting much sturdier. There we go. Okay, I like that. Okay, so keep poking. Whoop. But watch those wires and then there we go. So that stabilized the neck a little bit more. Now we're going to work on the body. Okay. This is really nice and spongy. Spongy. Okay. Okay, so the body's getting about right in size. So I'll sort of show you how I'm planning to do the legs here to make it thicker. So I will go ahead and use the same color for now. So here, I'm just going to start towards the, I don't know, is that the hawk? Hawk? Okay. Hawk. H-O-C-K, I think. Okay. I don't know. Okay, and then we'll wrap. Actually, I'm going to do a little less so it's easier. I'm going to wrap up kind of the upper leg part. Okay. Like that. Okay. And okay, so that's my first wrap. I think I'm going to secure it here into the back. Okay. And then just sort of poke it. So that's what I have so far. You can sort of see it getting stronger looking. Okay, looking at it my side. Okay, so let me do the same to the other side. Okay, let's start at the bottom. See if you can see. Okay, starting here and then going up the leg. This one wasn't as long, so I'm just gonna add it here. Okay. Okay, so you can sort of see how I'm building it up. Yep, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to stabilize the front of the legs too, because that's looking very weak. Let me see. So up here, I'm going to sort of strengthen the leg attachment. I think I'm just going to wrap it like that. Maybe I can, yeah, that's good. So really from this point, it's just building your deer up with fiber and getting it to the shape you want. And the size guide is a really nice, I'm going to be using it, but it's a nice way to get the size and shape and whatever colors. And I love using real photographs of the animals for guide and color and all of that stuff. So I'll usually pull up pictures. Let me see if I've got one I can show you. So that's kind of not quite there. So, okay. Just gonna show you the little bit that I looked online for like a reindeer. This was like my working copy, so just you know, look up reindeer images, and these are the ones that I pulled up that I used kind of for color reference and a general look. They're such beautiful, beautiful animals. So, and then anytime you attach, you know, you want to blend it in, but since I'm planning to add a lot more, I'm not going to worry too much yet. But, okay, so I always like to kind of just take a look and then just adjust. Okay, so I definitely want to start adding more of the brown to shape. And then we'll do the ears and the tail at the end and the eyes. Okay, so let me add more of this pretty brown. Okay, so I'm just adding a different color, and I'm gonna see if I can focus it more on the back because I want to raise the top a little more. So maybe I'll go like that. Like, ooh, that'll be nice. So kind of covering like this, and keep the stomach flapped so I don't raise that part. Okay, so I'm just wrapping. So, Sadie, you get hot, huh? She's like, please, what is wrong with you, Mom? How are you okay with just a ceiling fan? Oh no. So, it is getting a little toasty. It's good to sweat, right? I guess maybe not when you're doing needle felting, but that's okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna work on this a little bit more and I will be back, but you can kind of see I'm building the reindeer up, adding colors. I'll definitely need to add more here, and then I'll add some color, a little more stability here, maybe a little more color to the head, and then I will be back. Okay, so I thought I'd just sort of share the progress with you so far. So you can almost see it's a lot tighter. It's not quite done yet, of course, but it's a little tighter. So what I did was actually found my cool double needle, and then I just poked it in as tight as I could, and then I would kind of look at the deer, and if it looked a little like, you know, crooked, I would sort of poke it in, like I would hold it like looking at me, and then I would sort of poke it in at the angle that it needed to be in. And so I kind of corrected it and strengthened him so far. So now I just wanted to show you my couple other little things. I haven't fully finished the body, but I like to kind of go as a kind of cover little bits as I go. So I decided I'm going to show you how I would cover the face. So I like this color, and I'm just going to wrap. So here he is. I'm holding it against one side. I'm just gonna wrap over a little piece and then just kind of wrap above like that. Okay, and then I'm going to poke. Okay, these antlers are gonna have to get fixed at the end. So I think you can see. Poke, poke, poke. Kind of in the way right now. I think you can see. Yep. So I'm planning to do a little white muzzle, so I'm gonna actually leave this a little bit open. I'm going to add another muzzle, but I'll just leave this open. And if your antlers are kind of moving around a lot, we'll do that at the end and stabilize it. So you can just add a little more of the wool, and it should do it. And I did make mine a little heavier than it probably should be. So if I followed my own pattern, probably would have worked a little bit better. But I was just wrapping away. So. Okay, so let's see. Pretty good so far. Okay, so I will tighten it more, but let me just show you what I got so far. So this is how he's coming along. Okay, and so I would definitely want to do a little bit behind the head. Just get a little bit more of this. And this would be a really, actually here, I better show you how I'm gonna do this. So this is a good time to sort of secure the base of the antlers, because right now it's still floating around. So this would be where, you know, as you cover the head, you could support it. So you could maybe even wrap around the antler and then push it back up here. So that stabilizes it more in place. So all I did was I started on this side. Okay, here, you know what, I'll just for showing, I'm going to secure it on the outside of the antlers. Okay, and then I'm going to maybe wrap it around once. Actually, I can do it twice. Maybe I'll wrap it around twice at the base, so the base is secure, and then I can just bring it right behind the head here and then secure it in place. Oops. Okay. And the ears are gonna go right in front of that, so that looks a lot nicer, more stable. The ears are going to be in front of it, and then you can also angle it more at the end. And then this one, see how that's still not as stable? Okay, so I would want to do this side. Okay, so just go ahead and poke on the outside to just add it there. And then I'm going to wrap it. Let me see. Wrap, wrap, wrap. There. So it's wrapped. Probably go one more time. Wrap. Okay. And then I'm just going to bring it through, put it in front. Okay. And poke in place. Okay. Okay. And I will have to adjust it a little bit more later. All right. And then for the neck, I'm going to go ahead and already just add some white for right now, just to get it to look a little more reindeer-ish. more on the body too, but I'm just gonna add some white around the neck. There. So I'll poke that more in just a minute. Okay, so oops, that's just not even close enough. Okay, so I'll poke that in and then I'm going to add, so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do and then I'll do it and then be back. So covered, and then I'll poke more of that in, and then probably going to add more of this going this way on the rump, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back, and let's see. So you can see that I actually reinforced the legs. It's a little bit thicker because when I tried to stand him, he wasn't standing before, so I did add more fiber around the leg and stabilize the leg by latching it here and then wrapping. Also, if your legs, when you're trying to balance and the legs aren't quite working right, so what you want to do is, remember we put a hook kind of like that. You can kind of go in and sort of manipulate and move the legs a little bit so you can push it out and down if you need to, or if you need to adjust any length, and then cover it with wool and fix that kind of how you want to do it. And so kind of worked on the thigh, is that what it's called? I don't even know. Upper leg. And, you know, added a little more up here. Sort of got the body looking how I want it, and also stable enough. So you would probably want to create a fun little, you know, pad or some snow pad or something for your reindeer, and then you can maybe anchor it in, or it can probably stand if it's okay. This one's standing right now. Okay, so now let's put the finishing touches. So we're going to do, I'm going to show you how I add the ears, add the muzzle, and the tail, and the eyes. Okay, so let's do the ears first. So I already made one, but I'm just going to take a little piece and I'm going to wrap it around my finger because I want it relatively large for this one. There is a size guide for the ears and tail and eyes and nose and everything like that, but you can be super flexible and make it however you want. So all right, so I'm just poking, so I just wrapped it around my finger, and then I'm just poking it into shape. Hopefully it'll be about the same size. Okay, so I just flipped it over just to tighten it a little bit. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty good actually. All right, so the ears are gonna go in front of the antler so that it's a lot like the real deer. Okay, so I'm actually going to put it facing, oh my goodness, sorry, camera. Okay, going to put it facing down so it's easy to attach, and then I'm gonna push it back up. Okay, so I'm gonna position it like I want it maybe right here. I'm gonna position it here. Sorry, you can't see it, but I'm just poking it in at the base. Hold on. Move my finger right in front of the antler like that. Okay, and then I'm going to push it up like this. And then to keep it in place, I'm now going to poke it in from the front. Ah, sorry. There we go. Let's see if I can do this. Sorry, can't see. Okay, but I'm just poking in the front to lift it up so it looks like this so far. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side and try to do it as even as possible. think you can see this way. Okay. And then poking it forward. Okay, so then you're going to look at the positioning of the years, and then you'll need to make some adjustments. So, and if you can push the center, okay, let me see. If you can push the center of the year in so it kind of folds forward, that will probably look more like a natural year. I don't know if I can do it. Sorry. I was trying to hold the tip up like this and go. There we go. I think that's better. I am struggling with the angles today. Okay. I'm gonna sit off to the edge of my seat. Poke it in. You can't see it anyway. Okay, let me try this way. Okay. So, I think you can see it this way. So you see how now I'm pinching the tip and trying to fold the year forward, and then I'm poking in where like the year hole would be, like that. Okay. So sort of like this. Okay. Okay. That I'm gonna have to settle for that for right now. Okay. And now I'm going to go with the muzzle. I'm going to make it a little white one, so I'm going to just roll it up kind of like this. And then I'm going to place it on the nose. And then I'm going to ooh, there, okay, poke it all the way around the nose, muzzle. Okay, and then down here. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, it looks very cute. Okay, so like that. And then let me just clean him up for a moment. Okay, so yeah, okay. Okay, so I want a little snow on the head. So I'm gonna have a little snow on the head. It'll look a little bit like a little bang, maybe. I don't know. So all I'm doing is I'm just sort of poking it in soft. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend that's snow. Oh, it's cute. Okay, and then let me make the what's it called? The tail. There is a pattern for it, but it's really just like a I'm just gonna come back here. Okay, I'm just gonna sort of fold it. It's kind of like a little, maybe like this. Yeah. So you can use the pattern's got a pretty good size and shape, so you can use that. Okay, that's gonna work for me for right now. And then, so this one I'm also gonna go backwards, so I'm gonna lift it up and then poke it in gently, going like this, like that, and then I'm gonna push it over, and then I'm gonna tuck it in. So give me 1 minute, let me just tuck it in. Oops, keep going off screen, sorry. There. All right, so you got the little tail. You can be flipping up or not. Okay, so we're making good progress. Now the fun part, the eyes, to make the reindeer come alive. Okay, so again, there is a little size guide on it, but all you're doing is getting, let's see, that might be too much. Yeah, that looks kind of too big, so I'm gonna maybe do, sometimes you just have to make a couple and just see, but I like to just roll it sort of flat. Let's see, is that gonna be too big? It might be too big, I don't know. So it might not be. So I've got something like this, and then I'm gonna, okay, so where I want the eyes, I'm just gonna indent it down just a little bit so I can kind of get a feel for where I want the eyes and how big. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like once I indent it. Can't really see it, I don't think. Yeah, it's really hard to tell, but I'm kind of poking it down around here. And then, okay, way too big, so I'm going to, let me do like that and see. So I got two different sizes. So I did like 1/3, 2/3 of what I already had. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same to this and see what I want to do. We can get two matching eyes. Okay. Because eyes are pretty important. Okay, so I think, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the slightly larger one. So let me poke it in and see what it looks like. And I'm gonna add a little bit of the white to make it a little more, let's see. Just see how that looks. Okay, so that's about the right size that I'm looking for. So let me put both in. Oops, sorry. Okay. Okay. Then you want to get them as close as where they can be. Okay, and then I like to kind of give it a little more personality, so I'm going to add a little bit of white to the eyes. Ah! It fell over. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to do like first the tiny little piece. So this needs just a tiny bit. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to poke it in and show you. Okay. That'll be okay. Okay, so I got the white, oops, white in, and then I'm going to do the white kind of like above the eye, kind of like a, I think you can see it in the original one. Okay, so I'm just using a little bit of white, rolling it between my hands. Let me just see. Just putting it on the top of the eye. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, sorry. I keep going to my own little world. Okay, I like that on one side, so I'm going to do the same on the other side. See if I can do it. Concentrating really hard, so can't tell what's happening on camera. I'm just putting it above, right above the black part of the eye. Okay, I'm just poking it in. I'm looking at the deer, so I can't see what I'm doing on my camera. Okay, for right now, I think that's going to be close enough. If I'm in my own little world, I'd probably be fussing with it a little bit more. All right, Okay, so now we're going to do the nose, and I like it to be a little on the larger side, but let me tidy up the muzzle a little bit because it's looking a little fluffy. Okay, so just fast forward this or play it at 2 times speed because I'm in my last piece. I'm just doing my little bit of nose and I want it to look perfect. Well, close to perfect. So, okay. So can't help it. Here we go. All right, so going to make a little more of this. See if we can make a nice little nose. And again, the size guide does have the size of the nose, but I'm just gonna look at it and eyeball it and see if I like it. Okay, so let's see. I think that's gonna work. So I just rolled it up and I'm just poking it in. And just poking it in. Yeah. Ooh, looking good. Like it. Perfect. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, how's that? Yay! So I guess you can add some cute little wreaths or maybe add a sleigh. Have all sorts of fun stuff. And oh, okay, and then the last bit you can adjust their antlers however you like. So here's your reindeer in August so that you have plenty of time to make it for Christmas. All right, thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye now. Bye bye.